Hello, this is Steamerama28 and I'm going to show you which phone would be better, the Samsung Alias 2 with LG enV3. We're going to start off with the enV3. It is a little slightly thinner than the Alias 2. It has a nice, I would say convenient calling pad on the front with a very small screen on the front and also a very comfortable keyboard. Great speakers, not great on speaker. You only can have speaker when it's open, which is not great. Cool features is the little button they have there. It's a quick text button and the favorites button. The rest is pretty much the same as the Alias 2, but the Alias 2 flips open like a flip phone and then flips open like a QWERTY keyboard texting phone. But the cool thing about this is the keys change, called e-ink. Go from one to the other. And we'll go back just for one more time. There we go. Cool features about this phone: it does have the quick texting key, doesn't have favorites, which is kind of a disappointing feature. It does have the vibrate button, which I always love because it's just quicker than pressing the volume rocker over and over again. I love this phone, how it looks when it's flipped open. It looks like it's almost relatable to a BlackBerry flip. Somebody look far away from this. That's how big this phone is. And a lot of people say the size of this phone is a downfall from the first Alias, but I think it actually makes it a little more comfortable because they did round the edges than the original Alias. And it just makes it because the first Alias crammed buttons all the way in here, so they rounded this part right here and they spaced out and made the keyboard longer, and also the buttons way bigger. By the way, both keyboards pretty much look the same, it's just this one has a dedicated number row and also a D-pad. This one has like a four-way key triangle, and they're pretty good. Buttons have good feedback. I purposely like, for comfort, the LG enV3 keyboard better, but for texting and speed, I definitely like this phone better. It just feels better when you press these keys. Now, my overall choice for these phones would be the Alias 2, not because of the keyboard or anything, even though those are really great features, just because it's just a better responsive phone. Even though both phones rely heavily on Verizon's standard menu system, the Alias 2 just responds better and is a faster phone on the internet, even though it's not a smartphone. They're both 3G multimedia phones. They're both 3G capable. The battery life, some people complain that the battery life on both phones are horrible. I have not run out of battery on both of them once. I had this for 2.5 days. I haven't charged it since the first time I got it. This one is off, but it still has battery. Yeah, I'll just show you that, but turning it on, and you can see that turn on in the background, so I'm not lying. Also, everything about this phone is almost as good as everybody says. Only bad thing about this phone is the camera. It's not as good as the LG enV3's. The flash is useful, but sometimes it makes white objects appear even whiter. And the cool thing about this camera feature is the brightness adjustment, and it also has good zooms. This is a 3.0 megapixel camera, and this is a 2.0. So that's the drawback. But out of all of them, I would definitely choose the Alias 2 for a good texting phone. And I'm just telling you this story because this affected my choice. This is actually my fourth enV3. Before I got this phone 2.5 days ago, I had my original enV3, which had a problem with the battery not fitting well, and I had to go through my first replacement, and that had the same problem. My second replacement, which had keyboard problems, and now this is my third replacement phone. And I had to return this to Verizon in a few days so they can refurbish it and give it to another sucker who's getting an enV3. So I'm not letting this I'm just telling you the story. That's why I choose a huge factor of why I chose the Alias 2. And because if you buy the enV3, beware that this phone had major problems. Even though they say it'll be fixed, it's not in my case. The battery did not fit well, and what happened was you wouldn't see it come out, but it would move. Like I can hear, I don't know if you can hear that clicking sound, but there's a little clicking sound when you move it over and over again like that, and that's what makes the phone shut off. So see, it's off right now. So that's pretty much it. I'll be making a video about the Alias 2 to describe its features and details in a couple of days. So rate, comment, and subscribe. Any questions that I should include in the video of the Alias 2 or enV3, any questions, comments, I will be happy to give them to you. Thanks for watching. I'm StevenRama28, and this is the review between the Alias 2 and the enV3.